Samantha Geimer, born Samantha Gailey on March 31, 1963, grew up in a household closely connected to the entertainment industry. Her mother, Susan Gailey, was a television actress and model who had aspirations for her daughter to follow in her footsteps. Living in Los Angeles, the heart of the film and television world, Samantha was no stranger to the glitz and glamour of Hollywood from an early age. This background made the encounter with Roman Polanski, one of the most respected and celebrated directors of the time, a fateful one. Roman Polanski was at the height of his career in the 1970s, with acclaimed films such as Rosemary's Baby, 1968, and Chinatown, 1974, under his belt. Polanski was also known for his tragic personal life, including the brutal murder of his pregnant wife Sharon Tate by the Manson family in 1969. This background lent him an aura of both talent and tragedy, making him a figure of great interest and respect in the industry. In early 1977, Polanski was working on a project for the French edition of Vogue magazine, which involved photographing young girls for a feature. Through a mutual acquaintance, he became aware of Samantha Gailey, who at the time was a typical 13-year-old girl, attending school and living with her family in the suburbs of Los Angeles. Her mother, Susan, saw this as an opportunity for Samantha to break into the modeling world, and the prospect of working with a famous director like Polanski was too alluring to pass up. Polanski initially arranged to take some test shots of Samantha at her home in the San Fernando Valley. These photos included both casual and more suggestive poses, which, while unsettling to Samantha, were rationalized by her mother as part of the process of breaking into the modeling industry. Polanski assured both Samantha and her mother that the photos were artistic in nature and that nothing inappropriate would occur. On March 10, 1977, Polanski scheduled another photo shoot with Samantha, this time at the Mulholland Drive home of actor Jack Nicholson. Nicholson was not home at the time, which Polanski likely knew, having borrowed the house for the session. Polanski picked up Samantha from her house and drove her to Nicholson's residence. During the drive, Polanski stopped to buy a bottle of champagne, which he later offered to Samantha under the pretext of helping her relax for the photo shoot. Once at the house, Polanski began taking photographs of Samantha around the property, including in the jacuzzi. During this time, he provided her with more champagne and eventually a Quaalude, a powerful sedative known for its tranquilizing effects. Samantha, though feeling uneasy and disoriented, was in no position to resist the drug's effects. Polanski continued to take photographs, but the session soon turned into something far more sinister. Despite Samantha's protests and attempts to refuse his advances, Polanski sexually assaulted her, ignoring her pleas to stop. The assault was brutal and left Samantha traumatized, but she felt powerless to escape or fully understand what had happened to her. Polanski then drove her home, as if nothing out of the ordinary had occurred. In the days following the incident, Samantha confided in her older boyfriend about what had happened. Her mother, Susan, quickly learned of the assault and immediately contacted the police, leading to Polanski's arrest on March 11, 1977. The arrest sent shockwaves through Hollywood and the world, given Polanski's status as a revered director. Polanski was initially charged with 6 offenses, including rape by use of drugs, child molestation, and sodomy. The case was widely publicized, and the media frenzy around it was intense, with Samantha's identity being leaked to the public early on. Despite initial efforts to protect her privacy as a minor, this exposure added an extra layer of trauma, as Samantha found herself thrust into the spotlight, facing scrutiny and judgment from the media and the public. The legal proceedings were complicated and drawn out. Polanski's defense team, aware of the potential damage a trial could cause to his reputation and career, entered into plea negotiations with the prosecution. Ultimately, Polanski agreed to plead guilty to the lesser charge of unlawful sexual intercourse with a minor, in exchange for the dismissal of the more serious charges. The plea deal was intended to spare Samantha the ordeal of testifying in court and to bring a quicker resolution to the case. Polanski was ordered to undergo a 90-day psychiatric evaluation at the Chino State Prison, during which time the court would determine his sentence. He was released after 42 days, and it was widely believed that he would receive probation rather than a lengthy prison sentence. However, before the final sentencing could occur, Polanski learned that the judge, Lawrence J. Rittenband, was considering disregarding the plea deal and imposing a harsher sentence, fearing the possibility of significant prison time. Polanski made the decision to flee the United States. On February 1, 1978, Roman Polanski boarded a flight to London, effectively becoming a fugitive from justice. He later settled in France, a country that does not extradite its citizens to the United States. This move allowed him to continue his filmmaking career in Europe, where he directed several successful films, including Tess, 1979, Frantic, 1988, and The Pianist, 2002, the latter of which earned him an Academy Award for Best Director. Polanski's continued success in the film industry, despite his fugitive status, sparked outrage and debate. Many felt that his ability to evade justice and maintain a high-profile career was a testament to the privilege and impunity enjoyed by powerful individuals in Hollywood. Others argued that his artistic achievements should be separated from his criminal actions, a perspective that has been fiercely contested over the years. For Samantha Geimer, the aftermath of the assault and the subsequent legal proceedings was a period marked by confusion, trauma, and a struggle to reclaim her life. The public disclosure of her identity as the victim in the Polanski case brought unwanted attention and made it difficult for her to move on from the incident. The media portrayed her in various lights, often focusing on her mother's role in allowing her to be photographed by Polanski, which added to the stigma and scrutiny Samantha faced. Despite these challenges, Samantha tried to lead a normal life, marrying and having 3 sons. She chose to stay out of the public eye for many years, focusing on her family and personal life rather than the notoriety that came with her association with Polanski. However, the case never fully left her, as it continued to resurface in the media, particularly whenever Polanski made headlines, whether for his films or legal battles related to his fugitive status. In 2013, Samantha Geimer made the decision to reclaim her story by publishing her memoir, The Girl, A Life in the Shadow of Roman Polanski. The book provided an in-depth account of the events leading up to and following the assault, as well as the impact it had on her life. In the memoir, Geimer candidly discusses the complexities of her feelings towards Polanski, the legal system, and the media. She also explains her decision to use one of Polanski's photographs of her for the book's cover, a haunting image taken just weeks before the assault, arguing that it was a way to take control of the narrative that had been shaped by others for so many years. Geimer's memoir was not just a recounting of past events. It was a declaration of her agency and resilience. She expressed a desire to move beyond the labels and victimhood that had been imposed on her and to be seen as more than just the girl in the Polanski case. Throughout the book and in subsequent interviews, Geimer emphasized the importance of healing and the need for society to understand the long-term impact of sexual abuse on survivors. The case of Samantha Geimer and Roman Polanski has had lasting implications for both the legal and cultural landscape. It has been cited in discussions about the treatment of sexual abuse survivors, the accountability of powerful individuals, and the complexities of the legal system. The case also played a significant role in the broader conversation about how society and the media handle cases of sexual misconduct, particularly those involving celebrities. In the wake of the Me Too movement, Polanski's case has been revisited, with renewed calls for him to face justice in the United States. Polanski himself has remained a controversial figure, with some in the film industry continuing to support him, while others have distanced themselves from his work. The debate over whether Polanski should be celebrated for his artistic contributions or condemned for his actions remains ongoing. For Samantha Geimer, the years following her memoir's publication have been about finding peace and closure. While she has expressed forgiveness towards Polanski and a desire to move on, she has also been clear about the need for accountability and justice. Her story has resonated with many, serving as a powerful reminder of the resilience of survivors and the importance of supporting those who have experienced sexual abuse. Polanski's legal troubles have persisted over the years, with various attempts to resolve the case. In 2009, Polanski was arrested in Switzerland at the request of U.S. authorities while attending a film festival, leading to a lengthy legal battle over his potential extradition. He was placed under house arrest for several months, but ultimately, Switzerland decided not to extradite him, citing issues with the original case. This decision was met with widespread criticism and further fueled the debate over Polanski's ability to evade justice. In 2010, Samantha Geimer requested that the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office drop the case against Polanski, arguing that the continued pursuit of the case was causing more harm to her and her family than good. Despite her request, the case remains unresolved, with Polanski still officially considered a fugitive by U.S. authorities.
Thank you for watching this video. Hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more interesting videos.